Welcome to the next session of neurophysiology of pain part 2. So I already talked about the pathway of pain, little bit rough idea about pathway of pain. Now I'm going to talk about the detail about this slow pain fast pain pathway. Okay, so this is actually the major slow pain or fast pain pathway, both are little bit same. So now let's talk about, you can see here the second order neurons are originating from spinal cord, and then they are reaching to the thalamus, and then from thalamus the third order neuron generates or originates, and ultimate enter into the cerebral cortex, Brodmann's area number 312 in case of A delta fiber, and in case of C fiber the majority of fibers are entering into your hypothalamus, the periventricular area of hypothalamus, the periaqueductal gray, midbrain, and reticular formation or reticular activating system, and very few number of fibers are reaching at your thalamus level. Okay, so now let's talk about the next. So now I'm going to talk about the, here you can see, so now I'm going to talk about the much more specific details about the fast pain and slow pain fibers. So first I'm writing fast pain. Okay, fast pain. So first of all, fast pain, I already told that this is carried by A delta fiber, which is highly myelinated. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the neurotransmitter of fast pain. So the neurotransmitter of fast pain, this is actually your glutamate. So neurotransmitter of fast pain is actually, this is your glutamate. Okay, and let's write down A delta fiber. Okay, carries fast pain. A delta fiber coming from the nociceptor or pain carrying receptors, is coming from nociceptors and then enters into the spinal cord. So A delta fiber, it first terminates at spinal cord level. Okay, this is generally layer 1 of spinal cord. Okay, layer 1 of spinal cord, and at this level it secretes glutamate. At layer 1, the A delta fiber, it secretes glutamate. Okay, it secretes glutamate neurotransmitter. Okay, so at layer 1 it secretes glutamate neurotransmitter and then what happens now? Then this glutamate activates second order neuron. Second order neuron is also here A delta. Okay, so this glutamate activates your second order neuron. So A delta first, this is first order, then it activates second order neuron, and then second order neuron, which is originating at the spinal cord level, the second order neuron originates at spinal cord level and terminates at the second order neuron, terminates at VPL nucleus of thalamus. Majorly it is VPL nucleus, and minimum fibers are going to the VPM, ventroposteromedial nucleus also. And from thalamus, their final destiny, this is your somatosensory cortex. Okay, so this is actually your pathway of A delta fibers. Once again I am giving the schematic representation. This is I am drawing the midline of body. This is the midline. This is your spinal cord. Sorry, not in this direction. Here is your spinal cord. So somewhere here is the spinal cord, and this is the gray matter. In the gray matter of spinal cord, you can see various layers. Layer 1, 2, 3, like this. Layer 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, like this. Okay. So from your nociceptor, or pain carrying receptor, pain sensing receptor, your first order neuron is originating and A delta entering into lamina 1, L1, okay, of your spinal cord. This is your L1, which I am highlighting with purple. So this entering at the level of L1, and here at L1 it secretes a glutamate. It secretes glutamate neurotransmitter. It secretes glutamate neurotransmitter at L1. And then from L1 region, your second order neuron is originating. Okay, it crossed at the level of spinal cord towards the opposite side of the body, or contralateral side of the body, and then ascending upwards. Okay, and then ascending upwards to the lateral column of spinal cord. This is the lateral column of spinal cord. Okay, so you all know that the glutamate, it is the activating or stimulatory neurotransmitter which stimulates the second order neuron, this second order neuron. So A delta, this is also A delta, second order neuron, which I am drawing with red. And then this second order neuron reaching where? Reaching your thalamus. So this is thalamus, and at somewhere here it reaches. Okay, it reaches at thalamus, generally at ventro-posteromedial nucleus of thalamus. So A delta, it secretes glutamate stimulates the second order neuron. So one thing, A delta is highly myelinated. Okay, so for on the basis of myelination, this is also classified under Erlanger classification. So A delta is highly myelinated, and myelin comes earlier in evolution. Okay, in evolution your myelin is come earlier, latest. Okay, so that's why this tract is called, which is arising from your spinal cord and reaching into thalamus. This tract is called your neo-spinothalamic tract. Which tract? The second order neuron, which is originating at a spinal cord into lamina 1, originating generally at the level of lamina 1 of spinal cord, and then reaching up to thalamus, generally VPL nucleus of thalamus. This is called your neo-spinothalamic, because it is new, or it is latest in evolution. Okay, it is new or evolution. It is new in evolution. That's why this is called neo-spinothalamic. Actually, myelin came latest or new in evolution. Okay, that's why this is called your neo-spinothalamic tract also. And then now this is your cerebral cortex. This side also. This is your cerebral cortex representation. Somatosensory cortex. Okay, Broadband number 312. And then third order neuron is also originating and then radiating at or reaching at somatosensory cortex. Okay, so I already discussed these things previously. So here you can see the whole picture. Okay, so this is about the A delta fiber. This is the main important thing here is the neurotransmitter of A delta fiber. Neurotransmitter of A delta fiber. It is your glutamate. It is your glutamate. Okay. So now talk about the another one, the slow pain fibers. And I already told you that the VPL nucleus is mainly responsible for your VPL nucleus. This is mainly responsible for your localization of pain, from where your pain sensation is coming or perception of pain. Okay, but it can the localization of pain is not sensed or determined by your somatosensory cortex. It's not determined by your somatosensory cortex, but your somatosensory cortex is mainly associated with your quality judgment of pain. Quality judgment of pain, which kind of pain it is. Okay, so this is actually the main function of your somatosensory cortex. So now let's talk about the slow pain fibers. Okay, here I am going to talk about the slow pain fibers. So same story for slow pain fibers also. Slow pain fibers is carried by your unmyelinated C fiber. Okay, so first C fiber, it's coming from the nociceptors, and then it so here I am drawing also. So here in nociceptors, C fiber is coming, C fiber is coming, and enter into the your spinal cord. Obviously it enters into your spinal cord level. Okay, so this is the midline of the body. Here is the spinal cord I am drawing. So here you can see gray matter. So lamina 1, lamina 2, lamina 3, lamina 4, lamina 5, like that. Similarly in this side also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Okay, so I want to make a detail at the spinal cord level. So here you can see, similarly your C fiber, primary fiber, is also C fiber, which is primary, is enter into the spinal cord and terminates generally at L2 level or maybe at L3 level. Okay, this is the major termination at either L2 level or L3 level. Okay, this is called your substantia gelatinosa. Okay, substantia gelatinosa. I previously also told that these two layers, 2 and 3, is also called substantia gelatinosa of Rolando. Okay, and then there is some interneurons. Okay, there is some interneurons. I am marking with red some interneurons. These interneurons are originating from here, and they are also terminating at layer 5. Okay, these interneurons are terminating at layer 5. So these interneurons are terminating at layer 5, and then the second order neuron originates. Okay, so there is some interneuron. So this is your primary first order neuron or primary neurons. This is C, obviously, and then some red color interneurons. Here I am marking with red color interneurons are there. Okay, so these interneurons are generally terminates at layer 5. Okay, layer 5. These interneurons are terminated at layer 5. Okay, so this is layer 5. Here is the termination of interneurons. And next, what happens? Second order neurons originates from layer 5. So second order neurons originates from layer 5. Same thing now. Second order neurons originates from layer 5. It cross the midline contralaterally. It cross the midline anterior to your central canal of spinal cord. This is your central canal of spinal cord. Okay, so this one is your central canal of spinal cord, and then your it ascends to the lateral column of spinal cord. Same, this green color. This is your second order neuron. This green color. This is your second order neuron. So these, in case of slow pain fibers, there is a little catch here. First order neuron comes and terminates at the spinal cord level into layer 2 or 3. Layer 2 or 3. This is layer 1, layer 2, This is layer 2 or layer 3. Okay, and then from layer 2 and layer 3, your say the interneurons, some interneurons are originating, okay, and they ends at layer 5. And from the layer 5 of the spinal cord, your second order neuron is originating. Same story here. This is this tract also. The second order neuron is originating, and this second order neuron similarly cross the midline of the body and then ascends upward and reaches where? And reaches up to not thalamus. Very few fibers are reaching up to thalamus, so I am writing this is thalamus, though very few fibers are reaching. So for these fibers, the second order neurons, okay, most of the fibers, they are giving collaterals to your reticular activating system, okay, to your periaqueductal gray of midbrain, okay, or also your hypothalamus. I previously told you. So the slow pain fibers, the giving branch or collateral to reticular activating system, periaqueductal gray and hypothalamus, and very few fibers, approx 1/4 to 1/10, very few fibers, they are reaching where? Reaching up to thalamus. Thalamus means VPL nucleus or VPM nucleus, okay. So though these fibers, who are reaching into thalamus, they are very few in numbers. That's why your slow pain is not well localized pain, okay. Your slow pain is not well localized pain. So, and one thing which I want to add here, this is all about your neurotransmitter. At, I already shown here, at lamina 2, lamina 3 or lamina 5, okay, lamina 2, lamina 3 or lamina 5. So the major neurotransmitter in case of slow pain is your substance P, okay. It does not mean that there is no glutamate. There is also glutamate, but major neurotransmitter for slow pain, I am writing major neurotransmitter for slow pain, this is your substance P greater than glutamate, okay. So at all level, at I am marking with you can see here, at all level, at level 2, okay, at level 3 or layer 3 and level 5 also, okay. So this is your substance P. So now you can see this is the major pathway for your C fiber or slow pain fiber. I am writing note here. Now here I am writing the note, your C fiber, which is coming from your nociceptors and then terminates at lamina 2 or lamina 3 of spinal cord, which is also called substantia gelatinosa. This is also called substantia gelatinosa or Rolando, not Ronaldo. This is Rolando, substantia gelatinosa or Rolando. Anyways, so it does not matter. So then some interneurons are arises. I already shown you some interneurons. Here you can see this red color neurons arising from these neurons and these neurons. These red color neurons, these are interneurons, these and these. They are originating from either lamina 2 or lamina 3, and then they are terminate at lamina 5, okay. And then from lamina 5 your second order neuron is originating. So now I am writing this thing I am going to write. What Now yes, now interneurons, they are originating from either originates originates from layer 2 or layer 3, and termination of interneuron at layer 5. Okay, termination of interneuron at layer 5, and then from layer 5 your second order neuron originates. Okay, so I'm now writing. So now from layer 5 second order neurons originate. Okay, so now these second order neurons, they are very older in evolution. Okay, these second order neurons, they are older in evolution. Okay, these second order neurons, they are older with respect to evolution. Okay, that's why these second order neurons, they are also called your paleo means older, spinothalamic tract, spinothalamic tract. These second order neurons, they are older in evolution, they are called spinothalamic tract. Okay, and pain carrying through via this spinothalamic tract is called your spinothalamic pain. Okay, because these kinds of fiber, they are older in evolution. Okay guys, so that's why they are called paleo means older. Okay, now you can see, now this second order neuron, there are very few, about 1/4 to 110. Okay, 1/4 to 110 fibers, they are reaching at thalamus. Okay, thalamus means your VPL nucleus and VPM nucleus. So very few fibers are reaching your thalamus. That's why they are very few fibers are reaching your VPL nucleus. That's why they are not well or not specifically localized pain. Not specifically localized pain. You can see here, they are not specifically localized pain. Okay, so because the very few fibers are reaching at VPL nucleus of thalamus, which is mainly responsible for your localization of pain. And then majority of fibers are reaching where? Majority of fibers are reaching your reticular activating system. Okay, next is reticular activating system. Here I am leaving some space for some information. And then your hypothalamus. Okay, in your hypothalamus, and your periaqueductal gray matter. I already told what is periaqueductal gray. This is your midbrain, this is your aqueduct of Sylvius. I am marking with yellow. This is aqueduct of Sylvius, and some gray matters surrounding this aqueduct of Sylvius or periphery. This is called periaqueductal gray. Okay, so majority of fibers are reaching into reticular activating system, hypothalamus or periaqueductal gray. Okay, that's why your spinothalamic tract or your pain carrying through this tract is not your well localized. Okay guys, so this is things. Now there is a little detail which I want to add here. In case of reticular activating system, you can see one thing, that the Raphe-Magnus nucleus, nucleus of reticular activating system, at this level, the Raphe-Magnus nucleus level. Okay, your major neurotransmitter is your serotonin. Okay, this point is a little bit important. Okay, and next one thing, at locus coeruleus level of reticular activating system, locus coeruleus, coeruleus, at this level your major neurotransmitter major is your norepinephrine. Okay, this point is a little bit important. So at a reticular activating system, your major neurotransmitter, you can see serotonin, and at locus coeruleus level, your major neurotransmitter, you can see norepinephrine. Okay, so here you can see this is the reticular activating system. Okay, this is actually inhibited during our sleep. Okay, this reticular activating system, it remains inactive during our sleep. Okay, so anything which activates your reticular activating system can produce more awakeness or reduce your sleep. Okay, so here I am writing our if reticular activating system is stimulated. Okay, so if reticular activating system is stimulated, I am writing reticular activating system, its stimulation by any cause. Okay, it's stimulated, it causing what? Causing increase awakeness, increase awakeness, increase awakeness. Okay, so if your reticular activating system is activated, then it increase your awakeness and reduce your sleep. Okay, reduced your sleep. That's why in case of slow pain, what happens? Slow pain carrying fibers, it actually your slow pain carrying fibers, the secondary fibers, you can see here, it is giving a collateral to reticular activating system, and it activates your reticular activating system. So though it is activates your reticular activating system, your slow pain fibers, mainly the secondary fibers, it activates your reticular activating system. That's why it's increase your awakeness or reduced your sleep. Okay, so this is one important point. So that's why in case of slow pain, a patient can sleep. Okay, so some sleeping pills is given or generally diagnosed or given by doctors. So that's why in case of slow pain, there is increased awakening or reduced sleep in patient. Okay, and one thing which I want to add here is, you can see also that your secondary fibers of your secondary fibers of slow pain, it also reaches into hypothalamus. You can see here your secondary fibers, this is secondary fibers, is mainly give collateral to reticular activating system, periaqueductal gray and hypothalamus. So your secondary fibers is reaching where? Your hypothalamus region. Okay, so though it is reaches your hypothalamus region, your hypothalamus is mainly which is mainly associated with various autonomic functions. Okay, so your various autonomic functions are associated with or related with your hypothalamus, and also hypothalamus is related with your limbic system also, the limbic system, which is mainly associated with your emotions. Okay, Okay, so in case of slow pain, you can see here slow pain fibers are also activating your hypothalamus. You can see slow pain fibers are also activating your hypothalamus. That's why in case of slow pains, you can see various autonomic activities like what? Like increased sudden blood pressure. You can see this increased cardiac output, or increased blood pressure, increased cardiac output, or increased heart rate. Okay, and nausea, vomiting also there. Okay, nausea, vomiting, these kinds of various autonomic activities you can see due to activation of hypothalamus through your slow pain fibers. So your slow pain fibers, I am writing your slow pain fibers also activates slow pain fibers also activates hypothalamus. Okay, hypothalamus. That's why it can produce your various autonomic active functions like increased blood pressures, okay, increased cardiac output, increased nausea, vomiting, etc. And patients may be and there is also crying. Okay, patient may cry due to activation of your limbic system. Okay, so that's why the slow pain is also called your bad type of pain. Okay, this is also called your bad pain. Okay, this is also called your bad pain. It is slow pain. Okay, so because it can increase your awareness, or it is reduced your sleep, and it may cause increase various autonomic functions, and patient may cry due to its slow pain. So that's all about, not all about, that's little bit about your pain physiology. And now come to the various nociceptors. Before starting with nociceptors, here I want to add one detail, that here I am want to adding one details. Yes, there is also sweating, okay, increased sweating, profuse sweating, temperature change, crying, okay, etc, etc. Now here I am to add some details. One detail, this is called your Dejerine, RINE, Dejerine-Roussy, ROSSY, Dejerine-Roussy syndrome. This is very simple. What is Dejerine-Roussy syndrome? Also known as your thalamic pain syndrome. Thalamic pain syndrome. Dejerine-Roussy syndrome, also called your thalamic pain syndrome. This is due to what? This is due to sudden hemorrhage, or maybe there is small infarct at your ventro-posterolateral nucleus or thalamus. Okay, so hemorrhage or sudden infarct or little infarct in ventro-posterolateral nucleus of thalamus, causing what? Dejerine-Roussy syndrome or thalamic pain syndrome. Now, what is Dejerine-Roussy syndrome or thalamic pain syndrome, or what is its features? This is actually major portion of your this is medicine, but I am just discussing its physiological aspects little bit. So this is what happens. The spontaneous severe pain with abnormal sensation, which is called dysesthesia, and also allodynia, and also allodynia. What is allodynia? Allodynia from various parts of body. Okay, so that's all. Now let's talk about various nociceptor and the various control theory of pain. Okay, endogenous analgesia system or gate control theory of pain. So before discussing this theory of pain, various control theory of pain, I want to discuss about nociceptors, detail about nociceptors, but in next session.